Okay, boys and girls, you guys just got finished writing adjectives that describe this stalk. Who knows what fairy tale this story comes from? Jack and the Beanstalk. Who can refresh my memory? Looking at our focus chart, you know that we're learning about fairy tales. That's our genre this week. What is a fairy tale, and why do I keep going like this? Morgan?
Magic.
Fairy tales often include some kind of magic. Everybody show me fairy tales. Fairy tale. Yeah, some kind of fairy dust, fairy magic. Okay, so raise your hand if you've ever listened to the story or read the story Jack and the Beanstalk. Good. And we know from our past vocabulary word there's lots of different versions of this story, right? Well, today in our literacy circles, you are going to read a short story of Jack and the Beanstalk. And then we're going to regroup, and if everyone's well behaved, we will watch a mini movie, a 12-minute movie on Jack and the Beanstalk. And then we're going to do something with those two versions, the mini movie and the short story. Looking at our focus chart, what comprehension skill are we working on this week? What do you think we would be doing with a short story and a movie? And it.
Compare and contrast.
Do you think he's right, Stephen? Compare and contrast. Do you guys remember what we do for compare and contrast? Compare what's the same, contrast what's different. Do that again.
Compare what's the same, contrast what's different.
Okay, remember, we do that because when we compare and contrast, today we are going to use our Venn diagram. And compare what's the same goes in the middle of our Venn diagram, and contrast what's different goes on the outside. We're going to talk more about that because we have to do something really important when we use the Venn diagram. We have to bounce. Does anybody remember that? Okay, that's something new to you. Okay, we're going to bounce when we do a Venn diagram, and I'll explain that later. So first of all, we're going to get into our literacy circles. Don't move just yet. Okay, when you get into your group, now I think there was only one group last time that had to have a good talking to, so I don't expect anyone to have any problems this week. Okay, so when you get into your groups, everyone has the short story on their desk. So do me a favor, take one of the short stories of Jack and the Beanstalk. Okay. This is a one-page story. Everyone is going to, when you're in your literacy circles, you're going to take turns reading it. We are going to do popcorn in our literacy circles. So, just a refresher of what popcorn means. If this was one literacy circle, Stephen would start, and he's going to read anywhere between a sentence and a full paragraph. Okay? Then when he's finished reading, he will popcorn somebody else in his group. You guys have done this several times before. So as long as everyone has a chance to read, you read as much as you're comfortable with, popcorn around, and it'll just go around. Okay? Until everyone's finished. When you are finished reading the story, okay, I want you and your literacy circle to discuss what makes it a fairy tale. Just discuss that until I bring everybody back to their table to watch the mini movie. Okay? If everyone can do it, we will have a 12-minute video that we get to watch that you guys will enjoy. Okay? So let's repeat. Again, you're going to get in your literacy circles. You're going to popcorn read, bless you, the short story, discuss what makes it a fairy tale, and then wait for Mrs. Mazio to regroup you. Get it?
Got it.
Good. Okay. Group 1.
Jack asked, "What will you give me in return for my cow?" The man answered, "I will give you 5 magic beans." Jack took the magic beans and gave the man the cow. But when he reached home, Jack's mother was very angry. She said, "You fool, he took away your cow and gave you some beans." She threw the beans out of the window. Jack was very sad and went to sleep without dinner. Popcorn scene.
The next day, when Jack woke up in the morning and looked out,
He took away your cow and gave you some beans. She threw the 3 beans out of the window. Jack was very sad and went to sleep without dinner. Popcorn. Emma.
The next day, when Jack woke up in the morning,
Discuss what makes Jack and the Beanstalk a fairy tale.
what makes it a fairy tale because it has magic and it has a magical word you could ride out Pumpkin's master.
Plus, there's a big beanstalk that can't really go that high. And go that tall.
There's a giant
And there is a are at the table. Everybody grab one of those and smile at me. Grab one of those and smile at me. Thank you, Maddox. Excellent listener. Thank you, Haley. Waiting for some more smiles. Thank you, Sam. Waiting. Okay, if you need more, just raise your hand. Okay. What we're going to do now, you do not need to do anything with this Venn diagram yet. Thank you, Jacob. Okay? We're going to discuss this after we watch the mini video. Okay? This is what we are going to complete once we're finished watching the video. I don't want you to write anything on this yet. I have to teach you how to bounce with the Venn diagram. Okay? So we're not going to write anything on this yet. Why I gave this to you ahead of time is you might want to jot down some things on the back. You can use this to just write down ideas as you watch the video. Now you know that compare and contrast is compare what's the same, contrast what's different. Do that again with me. Compare what's the same, contrast what's different. When we watch this video, there are going to be some things that are the same from your short story and from the video. There's going to be some things that they have in common. There's also going to be lots of things that are different. But we're going to explain how to put that in the Venn diagram now. But if you want to take notes, you may on the back. Okay? That's why you have it. Okay? As you listen to this, please make sure you're paying attention. You're not drawing. You're not doodling. Okay? And you're on the back of the Venn diagram. Okay? We're not going to do it just yet. Okay? Does everybody understand? Okay, let's watch this short video.